Sup players, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. In today's video we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, and basically I'm going to play some of the solo missions, play more of the solo missions so we can get that over with. Also, don't think too much about it, guys. That little thing out there in the what's it called? In the at the side, the little icon, that is just my recording device right now, and that just shows that it is recording. So yeah, but we are taking on the sprite challenges here today in today's video. So yeah, sit back, relax, and everything like that. Because I will say I like the idea that they are putting more of the more of the more relevant archetypes into the game. At that point, I know I'm a little bit late with this type of video because now Sprite has been out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I mean, the solo missions here, at least, has been out in Master Duel for quite some time. So, yeah. Yeah, basically, my recording device here just saved the last 55 seconds. So, don't worry about it too much, guys. That is just me trying to figure out the new recording device that I'm using on my phone. So yeah. But yeah, basically standard combo here, and I like the tutorial that you're kind of getting into that. Well, this is how the deck works. Activate Gigantic Sprites effect to detach a material and summon as bright blue, for example. Most of the times, I actually believe that that is also what you do in real life with the sprite combo. If you did not open up Sprite Blue, then that is something. But yeah, we are searching Sprite Jet here. That allows us to search as well trap card that mentions Sprite. So pretty good. Gamma Burst, really awesome card to have. And let's proceed to battle phase. And I'm like, sure, and then activate Gamma Burst because that is gonna boost only all the monsters. And again, guys, I kind of like the little tutorial that you're getting. Try and use a direct attack using a sprite monster. Use Gamma Burst here. Search Gamma Burst. Like it gives you. It has definitely evolved, I will say, because it gives you the feeling. Okay, you can actually play this deck, even though that it is maybe a complicated deck to play. I hope that you will do more of the more complicated decks in the future, but again, not the crazy meta decks. Like, for example, the newest ones we are going to see is definitely Tune with the new support from Blazing Dominion, and yeah. But yeah, basically, guys, I start out here. I summon out the little guy here to draw a card. Then I'm going to special summon out Sprite Jet here, I believe, is the best. Yeah, I believe that Jet is the best one to do because Jet allows us to search a card like, for example, Gamma Burst. And I believe that that might be the best one. No, actually, we're gonna take Double Cross because Double Cross allows us to steal an opponent's monster and attach it to an Xyz monster that we control, or even summon it to a zone one of our Link monsters points to. So yeah, pretty good in my opinion there. And we're going to detach that one to special summon out Nimble. No, we're summoning out Sprite Blue here, guys, because I believe that Sprite Blue allows us to go more into Engine, which is gonna search us stuff like Sprite Carrot, for example, and I believe that that is the best one here because that is a spell Trap Negate. And then we do also have access to Sprite Red, which allows us to negate a monster, and then we can just set everything basically except for Sprite. I can't remember the name of the card, Sprite something, but we have MST here, and I'm going to respond with the Sprite Starter here, that allows us to summon. Let us just summon Jet out, and then we can use Jet's effect to basically search for follow up, and I believe that we can just search Gamma Burst here, which is going to be the best one for follow up next turn. Because if our opponent doesn't have that much, okay, another MST. Smashers, that was the name. I don't really have the opportunity to do that. Then we have Megalo Smasher X, and we're going to use Double Cross here to attach it to my Sprite XCs, or yeah, Gigantic Sprite. That was really good. I was really good at explaining that entire card. I like that a lot. Um, but yeah, basically, guys, here is it's basically game because we and I hit the wrong button. God damn it! I had game, and yeah, that is my failure to everything. I don't know why, guys. I misclicked the button. But basically, we can summon out our little guy here. Use the effect to draw a card, which is another Gamma Burst. Now we go into battle phase and do what the tutorial has learned us. And then we can basically just attack over everything. I also feel like that Sprite is actually just a deck that is still good in some sort of way. Because, yeah, it's actually because it has not lost like any major cards. Like the only one is Sprite. What is it? Sprite. I can't remember the name. The Link 2. Well, basically, the only card that he doesn't have is Sprite. Okay, I'm gonna search it now, guys. I'm confused. I can't. Why is it that I can't remember like any cards? And then I search it, and then I remember exactly what it is. And sorry for the little skippy skip. But yeah, activate Sprite Starter to this is another tutorial. But basically, they can basically just special summon out cards like Nightmare Corruptor Ipley. I know that, yeah, again, your opponent can just normal summon a monster and a starter, and then they can link away into SP Little Knight with the Ipley, and then that kind of sucks there. But basically, guys, in my opinion, I would say Sprite. It was Sprite Elf that I thought about, the Link monster. All of you out there that watches this video definitely knows what I'm talking about before I even figured out the answer. So yeah, that is just me. That I'm just stupid, guys. I can't remember I can't remember certain things, like for example, Sprite Elf's name and Sprite Smashers. But then again, it is a long time since that I played Sprite. I have all the cards to the Sprite archetype. So, yeah. But yeah, Link summon into Sprite Elf here. That allows us to... Yeah. I understand why Sprite Elf got banned. Like, I understand that. Right now, maybe in some sort of way in today's format that we're about to enter with the Q tunes and stuff like that, I don't feel like that Sprite Elf is actually going to be a problem. But yeah. We're going to summon back our Sprite Red, and then we are going to set Double Cross here, which is going to be pretty good because we have a couple of interruptions here. We have Sprite Elf that can summon back a level 2 monster. I can't remember if he has summoned back so much Elf, but yeah, we're going to use Sprite Elf's effect here to to revive back a rank 2 monster, Gigantic Sprite, in this scenario right here, which I would say is the best one, because that allows us to utilize the effect of Sprite Red. And yeah, we can use Double Cross here, of course, to take control, or not take control, steal one of the monsters and attach it to our Gigantic Sprite, which is going to be really good. Then they, of course, have Sprite Red, or not Sprite Red, Sprite Jet. Sorry. And we're going to negate that, and we're just gonna tribute or destroy our copy of Gigantic Sprite here, and negate and destroy Sprite Jet. But yeah, and that is also what the tells us here. Sprite Red is destroying as well. And we have successfully stopped our opponent's plays here, so pretty good. And yeah, basically, and sorry guys if you can hear something in the background, some noises, I apologize for that. And also, my throat is a little dry, so yeah. But basically, we attack for game here, and that is, I like when they do the like the, and I also talked about it. I like when they do the tutorials like this. But yeah, or practice the practice matches. And yeah, basically we have our next one here. We have, this is basically just a duel. So something that I also like about it is that it is not too long. Like for example, I like that we are not going to play duels in. I like that we're not gonna duel like 10, 15 times. Like the, I remember when they did it with the World Legacy cards and the World Legacy lore, and I would say it was iffy in my opinion. Like I liked it, yes, but there was just sometimes where I felt like oh my god. Okay, for example, if I'm going to complete this, I have basically, I basically need to play this for the next like 3 hours because it has like a lot of different it has a lot of different lores and stuff, and I also have a lot of duels that I need to play as well because first of all we have the what's it called, the normal where you're going to play the loner decks, and basically after that we have the what's it called, the normal where you're using your own deck that you have crafted. Basically, that is what I hated a little bit about that. So I like the idea that we only have to play like 5 different matches, and with Sprite it's fine in my opinion because I know kind of the combos to the things. But then again, I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh in like I've had knowledge about the game for 15 plus years. I've not played for 15 plus years because if I've done that, maybe I would have like a couple of wins on my background. But basically, guys, I've been playing more casually with my friends and stuff like that, and people that I know from locals, for example. So yeah, basically, and right now I'm just fighting the urge to to think about what should I take with me to the next big event. Maybe I should take Sprite with me, a deck that nobody expects. Plus, Sprite is actually not that bad. It is a cool deck. But I feel like that Sprite in today's format will just be, crushed. Like, I feel like that it will just be destroyed by opponent. And that is what I kind of hate about some of the decks that has been, the meta decks. It's basically like Sprite was really, really like insanely popular back when we had the in the tier format with tier elements, where where tier tier were also the best like tier 0 deck, and that was actually the funny part. I began to play when we got Power of the Elements basically in that format, so it was really fun to take Black Wings to a tier 0 format. Did I win some matches? Yes. But yeah, basically, guys, it was around the time where I actually believe that I can't remember the exact timeline where I began to play competitive locals and stuff like that. And I'm just yapping about something. I'm sorry, guys. While I play Master Duel here. That is what I like to do when I make these types of videos. I just yap about, like, stories about my dueling career in some sort of way. But yeah, as you can see here, guys, we're going to. I believe that we're going to use SP's effect here to banish Cyber Dragon. Because Cyber Dragon is basically gonna be a little bit of a pain in the A right here. But yeah, we're gonna use Sprite Elf's effect to revive back the. Sorry about that, guys. Revive back the Sprite Red here. And SP is gonna banish the Cyber Dragon. And again, we have successfully stopped our opponent's play here. So yeah, draw phase. We're gonna draw into which I will say that is a pretty good card. We have Sprite. Okay, apparently we don't. Well, we don't actually need to have more monsters here because we will win no matter what. So yeah, but basically that's game and another game down in the back to me. Also, guys, I have the thoughts. Should I just should I just make more type of that content where I make replay, like where I react to replays? Because I do have like I believe that I have 8 replays. Right now in my database basically. But yeah. All right, our opponent starts out by activating Cybernetic Horizon. I believe is the name, and we respond with the Max C. We are maxing out on the C's here, basically. But I also believe that that is something that it's actually funny because I had the thought about what if Max C actually got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, like in the TCG. Like they have it in the OCG, I believe, but if they limited it Max C, and then maybe let us say that they banned all of the Multiami stuff, that could potentially be a fun format because that would mean that, well, that would mean that Yu-Gi-Oh could potentially be more fun. So yeah, but yeah, we start out pretty strong here, going into Sprite Sprint because that is basically the bread and butter to the entire combo, alongside with the Nimble Angler here. Which I will say, I like that type of combo that okay, I dump this to the graveyard, then I declare that effect. I know most people will say that that is just the meta combo of the deck. And true, it is true. Because that allows us to do a lot of different things. For example, Jesus, I'm just tired. For example, going into, Gigantic Sprite here with 3200 attack. We're going to declare the effect to. That was insanely close that I've activated Dominus Impulse in response. I do not like that. Hell nah. And yes, we are also on the max C. I don't actually feel like that Cyber Dragon could be doing something. Plus, if they have Nip now, they will not be able to nip me because of Gigantic Sprite's effect. But I believe that we are summoning out Link Elf. We're linking into the Sprite Elf here, which is a pretty good card. Then we're going to use this to just draw 2 cards, casually drawing 2 cards. Not that bad opening actually. We can summon out the Sprite Blue now to our side of the field, We're going to use the Sprite Elf here to to summon back Sprite Carrot, and then we're gonna use the effect to add Sprite Red, and then we can summon out Sprite Red. And we do have Gamma Burst as well, so we can just step. We can just step with all of our little guys. That is just crazy. Gamma Burst is definitely a crazy card. It could be, maybe I should just play Sprite again. It could be fun actually. But I just feel like that then I would need to put many hours into the game again, like with Sprite, and that would just be, in my opinion, a waste of time because I would rather, practice with a deck that I actually want to play instead of just a potentially good deck. Potentially a deck that is better, but yeah. But yeah, guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.